James, at the last game, you talked about patience before you get to, being a 30, 40 guy a night. You had 29 tonight. How'd you feel out there?
It wasn't 30. No, I'm just like I keep saying it. Every single game is going to be, a feel good, feel better day. Continue to work on my off days. Well, non-game days, continue to work, and on game days, just continue to be aggressive, get to the basket, and shoot my shots. And nothing's going to change. Eventually, things are going to happen where it's consistent, and I'm up there and playing like myself.
Collectively, it's a long season, but given where you guys are after 6 games, what's your feel on what that next hump is that you feel like you guys would like to clean up?
Defensively, just rebounding the basketball. I think initially we're pretty good. It's just our rebounding. We got to find guys and find bodies and gang rebound as a unit because we're not the biggest team. And then doing a better job, it starts with me on our turnovers. We had so many careless turnovers to where we just lose possessions. And, I think if we had to pick any 2 things, it would be those 2 things.
James, you shot 19 free throws tonight. That's the most you've shot as a net and most you've shot since the NBA bubble. How much of it do you look at that as just you getting more into a groove versus matchup-based officiating? What do you make of that?
It's just me being aggressive. The first couple of games wasn't aggressive. I was aggressive at spurts, but just trying to be aggressive for 4 quarters. And I had that burst, that speed of just getting to my spots, whether it's getting to the basket or shooting my shot. So, I felt pretty good out there for an entire game.
James, you had touched on the turnovers, especially the unforced turnovers were the ones that you kind of mentioned. What do you attribute those to?
I don't know, but whatever it is, we gotta stop that, and we will. We got to tighten up. We just got a little careless for whatever reason, and we give them more shot opportunities. But it's, I guess another team who have more offensive and threats, it might be a different outcome. So we just got to make sure every single game we harp on rebounding the basketball and taking care of it.
James, it felt like he got Bruce on the roll a little bit more tonight. And even when he doesn't finish, when he's able to kick out off that, how much does that break down a defense and open up a lot of possibilities?
It's something we've just been communicating and talking about. This is a process. Even me and LaMarcus pick and roll, Kevin and LaMarcus pick and roll, just being out there with guys and different personnel, we get more reps and, we figure it out. Tonight, we got it with Bruce, was in the pocket. And then sometimes it was LA in the pocket, knocking out this little 15-foot jump shot. So game by game, possession by possession is going to be different. But we just got to figure out. And I think the more we can be out there on the court with each other, the better outcome we'll have.
You're in the club. Kevin's in the club. How cool is it after all he's been through to see LaMarcus Aldridge score 20,000?
I'm just like, nah. Man, he's been doing it for so long, man. I think he had 10,000 jump shots to make 20,000 points. But just a vet who's been doing it a very, very long time, who's very consistent. That's one thing that, in order to be great in this league and make a name for yourself, is consistency. You got to continue to do that same thing. Whatever you're great at, whatever your role is, you got to do it every single night. And LaMarcus has done that, for the teams he's been playing on. So big shout out to him. Credit to him. He deserved, everything.
Hey, James, how has Kevin evolved as a playmaker from when you were his teammate way earlier in his career until now, what you're observing?
He's more polished. So, he knows what spots he need to get to. And then, obviously his head is up when he's getting into his bag and he sees where the defenses are coming from. That's on the ISO in the post. Same thing. He knows where the double teams come from. He sees it. So he just be able to, he's able to pick his spots and when he need to shoot it and when he need to pass it. But he's just more polished. He's settled down. He knows himself, obviously on the court.
Sorry, go ahead.
James, I know you said that you guys are still figuring this out and it could be different every night, but I'm wondering with the group that you have right now, what do you think the identity of this team needs to be, or what do you want it to be until maybe Kyrie comes back?
Just solid. I think solid and on both ends of the ball is good enough. Defensively, the 2 things that we keep talking about is, our rebounding and then offensively our turnovers. As long as we can get a shot up offensively, we have really, really good shot makers and playmakers. And then as long as we can limit teams getting second opportunities against us, that takes away, any extra opportunities they get. And I feel more than confident every single game. So it just, we got to keep doing it. and doing it every single possession. And we build good habits, and those habits are going to carry us out through the regular season and the postseason.
I got two quick ones. Just out of curiosity, were you aware that LaMarcus was as close to the 20,000 point mark on tonight?
I wasn't aware.
It seemed like you guys worked really well with Paul Millsap and LaMarcus both down low together out there tonight. Just what about that combination on the work?
Both vets who are very, very smart, can space the floor, can make plays. Paul came in and changed that game in the second quarter. I think that unit came in and just turned the defensive pressure up offensively, got it going. And it's going to be nice like that, man. We got to just stick together. We got to figure it out and keep going and keep pressing, keep doing it defensively and sticking together, and we got a pretty good home stretch as far as a few more games left that we got to make sure we take care of business at and then go on the road. But every game is going to be just something to where we figure it out, our lineups, and it could be different guys on the floor, but our concepts and our principles never change.
James, where is your confidence level that when LaMarcus gets even a little bit of space on that mid-range jump shot that it's going to go in?
I think he's going in every time. I think he's going every time. That's his shot. He's been doing it for a very, very long time, and every time that shot goes up, you can't block it. So I feel like it's a bucket.
James, I apologize if you've been asked this before, but there was a point in the second quarter, I think it was, where it looked like you got hit on the way to the basket and got no call. And then Nash had a long discussion with the officials. And after that, you got a call the next possession. And did he say anything? Do you think he had an effect on the officials?
I don't know. I honestly, Steve talking to the official.